A very good evening to you, wherever you are watching live on YouTube, or if you're watching it back after, or if you're listening to it on the Always Wolves podcast. It is a very good evening because Wolves have finally managed to put the ball in the back of the onion bag twice, but once with the help of the Watford players. Which we'll come on to for a 2-0 victory. In the end, a well-deserved 2-0 victory away at Vicarage Road. I've literally just walked through the door about 35 minutes ago after a fantastic day out. I know Scott, who's going to be coming up first, he's been there as well, saw him at the game. And some of you are obviously going to ask, where is Amy again? I'll tell you what, that girl at the moment, she's partying, she's going to Hendu, she's off thinking, she's been to Centre Parks, I think, apparently this time, says she's not been at the game. I don't know whether she'll be able to watch it wherever she is, but hopefully we'll get her, we'll have her back. I think she's at I think she's going to Centre Parks next week. And she's been not been at the game today, so she's not been able to get on. Her dad's been, I think. So there's loads going on with her life. So apologies she's not here, but you do have me, and we've got Sam, who's going to be a first time making his debut, a bit like Hwang Hee-chan, who made his debut today. We've got a friend of the show, Scott, is coming on first. We've got Chris over in Norway, and we have the return of Wolfman Jeff finally. So I'm going to get Scott on first, because Scott often goes on last, and he's had a very long day, and I feel for Scott that he might fall to sleep if I leave him till the end this time. So I'm going to bring him on. So hey Scott, how's it going, mate?
Well, I've literally got in 10 minutes ago. So got dropped off in town and walked all the way from town to home. Got in, had 2 burgers waiting for me, and then I literally jumped on.
2 burgers?
I ain't even had a chance to eat them yet.
2 burgers, Scott?
2 burgers, yeah.
Wow.
Growing man, that's what it is.
Is that a homemade burger or any particular brand of burger that you've got there?
No, just homemade. The missus does great food, so I can't really argue with her.
I just want to put on here as well, because before we get stuck into the football, we do. Carl said good luck to Raducanu, Emma, who's just playing in the American Open tennis final. I'm a very, as you probably know, if you watch and follow my Instagram, Dazzling Dave, I'm a big lover of tennis, so I'm hoping she does the business. And I do want to say a big thank you to my partner Spider VPN, who provide actual VPN machines which plug into your router, which protects all of your house. And if you do want a bit of a discount, then you need to go on to their website with a special code, which is going to be it's spidervpn.org/dazzling-day for a great deal. So Scott, tell us about your day. Tell us about the day as a whole, how it's gone, because you've been to the game today, start to finish. Let's hear it.
So up bright and early, headed to the Falkland Street Park, if anybody knows where that is, to go with the Haverton. We stopped off in St Albans, which is beautiful, by the way. Very busy today. Did a pub crawl, got to see a few decent pubs, have some of their real ales as well.
You like the real ale?
And then, oh yeah, I love my real ale. But yeah, went from there, back onto the coach, back into Watford. Got there quite early-ish, and then got to have a look at the Graham Taylor statue, which is outside their club shop, I think.
Oh yeah, I had a picture. If you look on my Instagram, mate, I had a picture with that, because funny enough, I was sitting having my picture with the statue, and then some young Watford fans were going, "Why is he having a picture with the statue?" And I'm like, he was our manager as well for a short period. Got to the playoff semi-final. Great man. Everyone respects Graham Taylor, whether you're a Watford fan or Wolves fan or whatever. He was a great man.
He played a big part, didn't he, for our youth setup as well?
He did, and obviously he's a legend down at Watford alongside Elton John, who was the chairman there during his time, I think. But it is a really good statue, actually. If you ever get down to Vicarage Road, it's definitely worth just outside their club shop, isn't it, Scott?
Yeah, it's a nice statue as well. Nice one.
It
and
is.
If you go around the corner, I didn't have time to do it, but if you go around the corner, they've got like a memorial on a wall painted of him as well.
Oh, yes, I saw that. I got a picture of that as well. That's new, though. One of the stewards was telling me about that, and it's on the side of a house, and it's massive, and it's very, very, very good. So if you check out actually my Instagram, Dazzling Dave without the G, and look at my story, I think it's on my story. It's definitely going to be in the match vlog, which comes out tomorrow, Scott. So, is this your first away game this year?
No, it's my
You went
second.
to Forest, didn't you?
Yeah, I went to Forest, and I also went to Stoke for the pre-season. But those are the only away games I've been to so far this season. I can't go to Southampton either because it's on a Sunday, and Sundays when Bushbury's at its busiest. So yeah, I won't be at Southampton, unfortunately. But hopefully try and go to Villa.
You're going to hopefully going to get to the Villa game. Well, it was a great day, and let's get stuck into the game, mate. What did you actually think of the game? Well, Dan Lamb will put your thing up in a minute because he's put a super chat, so he's got a question he wants to ask us. But what did you make of the game as a whole?
So some people are probably not going to agree with me on this, especially when we've won 2-0. But I honestly thought we were poor. And I think what it was, if we had played to the same level as we did the first 3 Premier League games, that score would have been different today. We would have hammered them because Watford were absolutely rubbish today. We were the better team by far, but I think we didn't do much. But second half, we picked it up a little bit, put the pressure on a bit more. And that's why I think we ended up going away comfortably with the 3 points. But I do think that this wasn't under Bruno. This is probably the quietest Wolves were compared to the last 3 games, in my opinion. But I'm not going to take anything away from it. We scored 2 goals, even though one of them was an own goal. It was still good football from our part to get it in that area. And we got 3 points on the board finally. So
I have to say, it was. I'm not saying I don't think we were. I personally don't think we were poor, personally. But I did think that, especially in the first half, we probably wasn't as dominant as we have been in a lot of the other games, because we have been incredibly dominant, haven't we? In so many. So I'm not sure I would say that we were.
I might be being a bit too harsh on them, but for me,
Scott, I have to say, I think you're being a little harsh there by saying it was a poor performance, because I wouldn't say it was personally. I mean, which is why we get on. I don't think it personally it was a poor performance, but I do think we have been spoilt in the first 4 matches.
True.
And saying that, Scott, I'm going to give you the stats for the game here.
Go on.
Considering this was, you're saying, was a poor performance, which I don't think it was as good as the first games, but Watford possession 44%, Wolves 56%. Watford shots on the Wolves goal 6, Wolves 14. So not quite the dizzy heights of 23 like we have been in anything, but still 14. Watford shots on target 2. And they were all in about the first 30 minutes, I think, once they got after that first minute. Wolves shots on target 5, corners 6 to Watford, 8 to Wolves, and fouls 15 to Watford, 13 to Wolves. So on all of the stats, Wolves are superior, and obviously where it counts, the 2 goals to 0. Well, I think we did get the bit of luck to get the win, but I think that's what we needed, really. I've been saying we needed something to go off someone's backside or something, because couldn't believe we could. Semedo missed 2 glorious chances. I think he got. I think it was his. He was Traore-ish today, wasn't he? He got through twice. First of all, hit the keeper's leg. Second, put it past the post. But at least he got in the positions.
Yeah, Semedo was good today. I think him and Traore on that one side terrorised them. And Semedo did get, I think, about 2 or 3 shots, didn't he, of his own as well. But every chance they had, I think the worst one that scared me for the chances they had was the one that went right across the box, and literally Josh King missed it.
Yeah. There was coming down the that half. Just before we continue with the game, I just want to ask Dan the Lamb. He's done a super chat. He said, "Have you seen the Korean commentary for Hwang's goal?"
I have, yeah.
I've seen it. It's absolutely brilliant.
To be honest, I think from where I was looking, I might be wrong, but it looked like the ball had already gone in. But they booted it out, but they booted it straight to Hee-chan, who then made sure it was in. So I do think it already crossed the line. But if they give it Hee-chan, that's brilliant, because debut goal, and I think in the short time that he was on, he played well as well.
I thought he did well. He had about 20 minutes. Funny enough, I've put on my instant reaction, which you need to check out. It's already had nearly 3,000 views. That has already crazy. And I put that my personal man of the match today was Ruben Neves, and someone's put in the comments they can't believe I've not put Hee-chan as man of the match. And I thought he did good when he went on, but he was only on for 20 minutes. I couldn't really give him man of the match for 20 minutes. And yeah, he bungled the ball into the net, which was great. Wasn't an amazingly superb strike. He was in the right place to put the ball in the net, which is what we looked.
That's all that matters.
Strong. It was a good cameo, but man of the match, not for me. I'm going Neves. I mean, Scott, your performance rating and your man of the match, what are you going with?
My performance rating is 8.5. And man of the match is definitely Neves, because you've only got to just look at, like, we were 2-0 up and he's still closing people down, chasing them all over the park to stop them getting.
You're going with Neves?
Forward. Oh, yeah, definitely. Neves and Matinho today were basically dictating everything in that midfield. I think all round, like when I said we were poor, if I were to rephrase that a little bit, for me, it was a poor performance compared to the ones that we've seen recently. But at the same time, we were still the better team. We're still the team with the most possession, still the team that had more opportunity to do something, and it paid off. And I think Neves and Matinho were key in the middle to that.
I think, absolutely. I was quite impressed with Neves. His confidence seems to be back. I don't think he was quite there last year. Interesting as well, because I think Wolves have played very, very well in the first 3 games, 1-0 losses on each occasion. And Tottenham, who obviously we lost one of the games, I think they've been quite mediocre, and they've managed to get 3 1-0 wins. They came a bit unstuck today, didn't they? 3-0.
3-0,
yeah. To Crystal Palace. I know they had Tamanga, or whatever his name is, sent off, but apparently Palace were on top anyway, so it's a good result for them. And what did you say your performance rating was, mate?
8.5, I'd give them.
8. Now, do you know what, Scott? That is really interesting. And I've got to say, you've come on here, and gone, I thought we were poor today. And then you've gone and said, oh, I'm going to give it an 8.5 rating. What's going on, Scott?
We won. We got goals.
Because of me. I only gave it a 7.5 in my match reaction. I thought it was solid.
See, for me, with Bruno Ball, we've been spoilt. There's more attacking football. We've created a lot more chances. And if we played like we had done in those first 3 games, we would have hammered Watford today. I think personally today it was kind of the same type of football, but I think it was a bit more, not as, how could I put it? Like, say if we're going at 100% against all these last 3 Premier League teams, we were probably at 80% today. And if we were going at 100% at Watford, like I said, it would have been a more high-scoring game for us, because they weren't in it at all. They had one good opportunity, which went across the box to scared the life out of me. But that was literally it. Anything that came in that box, Sarr got. He handled it brilliantly, got the ball straight back out for us to go on the attack. The defence was solid. I thought Sace had a good game, Cody had a good game, and Kilman. But for me, personally, I give it 8.5 just because we got the win, 3 points, which is the most important thing. We got 2 goals. I know the one goal was an own goal, but at the same time, to get
It was
the
a
ball.
great own goal as well. It was
Yeah.
there a Wolves player near him at the time? I can't even recall it because we were just going mad. It was a cracking own goal.
From what I remember, he literally dived onto his knees and headed it in. And it was like a bullet header on his knees. So, and then he literally collapsed on the floor when he realised he just scored in his own
I
net.
know. I've got to watch that back later on Match of the Day whenever we're on. You know, Man United's going to be on first because of bloody Ronaldo. I mean, did you hear that Manchester FIFA were looking to fine Manchester United because they put a non-Ronaldo related tweet out?
Oh, okay.
They were like, "Oh, what? You've done a tweet that's non-Ronaldo related." It's like they've been all Ronaldo, isn't they? Although he did score twice today, I'm guaranteeing they're on first.
I do have one slight worry when it comes back to us. I think Jimenez today worried me a little bit. Just like his first touch wasn't as great as it normally is. When the ball was fed into him, he lost it quite a lot. I am worried about him a little bit.
I think he's getting back full fitness. He needs that goal. To me, he still do thing. I think you're right. His touch isn't quite what it was. It's still good.
Still good, yeah.
Not quite Jimenez of old, is it? But I think that'll come in time.
I think with Bruno and the way Bruno's playing, Raul's going to see obviously more of the ball, and all it's going to take is literally one goal to get him off, and I think we'll start seeing the old Raul coming back. But at the minute, like today, I think it was. I just felt sorry for him in a way because we know he's better than what he was today.
Mate, the goals will come for Raul. Don't worry. I think he's probably played 4 games, and and he's like, oh, I think he had that header. Was it in the second half?
Oh,
I thought it was in, man. That's the goal, and then it goes past the post. It's like, well, we're never ever going to score, and then a Hwang comes on and scores off, a scrambled one off the line and puts it and bungles it into the thing. He's like, oh man, but I'm glad for him. They nicknamed him the Bull, didn't they?
Yeah, and it proved that as well because there was a guy next to me screaming, "That's the Bull, that's our Bull!" Because literally he's ran down the wing. He did this slide tackle where he's hooked the ball off the guy and literally ran away with the ball, and he fought for the ball to get that back. I think he is a good player. I think, obviously, we only saw 20 minutes of him, but I think as the season goes on, he's going to become a fan favourite. He is. The best moment in that game, though, was when they put Foster on the screen.
Oh, Matt, I'm going to talk about Foster later on in the thing, but I just want to say a big thank you to Carrot Goodall, who's just become the latest member of the channel. I will put, for Peter, who joined last week, and Thingy, in the members' comment section, the exclusive members area of YouTube. I will put some details onto the Discord group because we have a good community on there. So if you want to become a member, the details are in the description below, or if you're just next to the join button on YouTube. Scott, I just want to thank you for joining. I know you'll probably sit in the green room watching the rest of this. I've
already got it on the big screen here. So
you got watching it on TV. Got it on the big screen as well. That's like Carrick's just said, member for you, Dave, watch all your vids, even though he's a Watford fan. Well,
wow,
Carrick, I would love to have you come on the channel if you just message the Always Wolves page, the link below, or our Instagram page, Dazzling Dave, and we'll get you from the Watford perspective to talk about how you feel. So if you can just message the Always Wolves Facebook page, the producer will send you the link and we'll get you on. Scott, thanks so much for joining us tonight, and great to see you at the match. And even though you come and found us today, so that was great. And you got the old blue retro shirt on. You'd had that a few years, I think.
Yeah, I've had that a long time, but it was literally the only Wolves merch that I had clean at the time as well. But it was good to wear it because, like, it's good to wear all the old tops, especially ones that stand out like that.
Absolutely, mate. Brilliant. Well, thanks, Scott. I'll see you in the green room. And next up, we're going to have Sam. So thanks for joining us as always, Scott. Brilliant.
No worries. See you later, guys. Bye.
So that's Scott. And now we've got a debutant. This is a debutant. We've had a debutant for Wolves on the pitch, and we've got a debutant on the channel. We've got Sam. Thank you for messaging the Always Wolves page today. Great to have you joining us. Tell us a little bit about you and how long you supported Wolves.
Yeah, first of all, can you hear me, Dave?
Yeah, we can hear you. You took yourself off mute. Hear you loud and clear.
Brilliant.
It's nice actually, good and clear. It's what we like.
Okay, very nice. Yeah, I've been a Wolves fan all my life. I run an Instagram page, wwfc.news on there.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm a passionate Wolves fan, watch every single game, and yeah, watch your vids as well, Dave.
Okay, did you go today or you've managed to get a stream?
I managed to get a stream today. We couldn't, unfortunately, make it to the game today, but it is what it is.
It was a great atmosphere. Make sure you check out the match vlog, which will be out tomorrow, Sam. It's absolutely brilliant to have you joining me tonight live on the channel. So let's get stuck into it, Sam. What are you thinking about the performance, the results, and your highlights that you can pick out today's game?
Yeah, I think today it was a good performance. I wouldn't say it was poor, but I wouldn't say it was incredible either. I think under Lager, we have been spoiled with the play style. It's so attack. But today, I think we really made the most and got the 2 goals, which at the end of the day is all we needed. Although we had less shots than we did in the previous 3 games, I think it'll be the turning point. Yeah,
I think you're absolutely right. I think you summed it up right. I kind of like Scott made me chuckle because he would put an 8.5 out there, and then obviously he said, well, I think like you, I don't think it was probably as exciting or we didn't dominate as much as we did in the first 3 games, but I still thought we were clearly the better team. And the other thing I think as well, which we have to sort of remember, I know probably this is a little bit the same for Watford as well, but we had a lot of players away on international duty.
Yeah,
a lot of them didn't get back till Friday. And then they're obviously got an away game. I think they went down on the train, the Wolves players, this time to Watford. And so when you haven't had a full week's training, it took a little bit of time, I thought, for him to really get going. But I did think the first 10 minutes we started well. And then I was concerned, as Scott said, especially down our left-hand side, they kept getting in on that side. There's that shot that Sarr made a very good save, very strong save. And then there's that ball that went across the face of goal. If it Watford player had been about a yard in front, it would have been a tap in. But I thought the last 30 minutes, we started to turn the screw on them. And
yeah, I completely agree.
We sort of like really took the game away from it. And I think we needed something like an own goal because I couldn't. Yeah, I mean,
come our way because obviously in the last couple of games we've had so many shots. We just haven't put it where it matters most, and that's obviously in the back of the net. And I think once the first one's come in, obviously the second one
took a bit of the pressure off, didn't it? I thought Pedence influenced the game well when he came on because did he dink the ball across for the second goal?
Yeah, he completely sat down the defender with that fake shot and lifted it to the back stick. And to be honest, I'm a bit unsure how Marcel didn't finish it, but luckily enough, it fell to Hee-chan. And yeah, I'm delighted for him to score on his debut, and hopefully he can kick on from this now and keep performing in a Wolves shirt.
I'll tell you what, Sam, I've got to admit, when that second goal come in, I was like, and the keeper saved it. I was like you, I was like, not got in. And then I thought for a second that Hwang was going to miss it or not get to it. It sort of just sort of needed it over the line, didn't got it in. And second you saw it over the line, the Wolves fans in the stadium today were absolutely magnificent again, outsang the Watford fans. Quite a lot of fun. To be fair, the Watford are always. I know we had the history with Deeney, but he's left now and gone to Birmingham, and then obviously we had that experience of the semi-final, which I've still not watched back. You know, and they've gone down and come back up again. But it's a good old club, Watford, and they're honest fans. And I do hope that they have a decent season. I spoke to quite a few Watford fans today. They're really, really friendly down there. But I thought Daniel Pedence at the end of last season, he did get a bit of flack, but he was carrying that groin strain. And now he's fully fit. He just seems more himself. And like you said, he sat the defender down, dinked it across, and he made a difference. And when he came on the Forest game, he was the same.
Yeah, no, we were at the Forest game in the away stand, and he looked back to his best. For example, when he got his goal, we're all delighted for him, obviously, in the stadium, because it feels like he's back to his best. Like when we first signed him, it felt like we had our own little Eden Hazard on our team.
Well, I do think he's a little bit like that. And I'll tell you what's interesting tonight, because apparently the last stream that I did after the last game, we had what's the goalkeeper that played for Watford that used to play for Albion? What's his name?
Ben Foster.
Foster. Apparently, he was actually on my stream, and I thought it was someone pretending to be Ben Foster, but it was the real Ben Foster. And he was, and
could have been. He does have a YouTube channel.
That's it, the goalkeeper thing. And he actually came on the stream, and I thought it was just someone pretending to be him, so I never gave him the time of day. But I was talking about the game coming up, and he was saying I'm deluded and stuff like that. It's like, Ben, where are you tonight? We really would love to hear from you tonight. If you're around watching in the background, come on, have a chat. Feel free to come on the channel if you like. And we are a friendly bunch. We won't give you too much, I promise. But it was quite funny. They were singing "What's the Score" to him today, which was you probably heard that on the stream as well. So Sam, let's just again finish off with you. Your man of the match and your performance rating for today.
Man of the match, I'd say there's a few contenders today. I'm not going to give it to Hwang Hee-chan purely because I think he only played about 20 minutes. And yes, he did score a tap-in, but I'm not sure that's enough for man of the match for me. I think Neves and Moutinho really did control the midfield throughout, sort of cut in between the lines. And to be honest, I thought Trincao was very impressive when he was on the pitch. He played that pass to Semedo, which I think, to be honest with you, he should have probably scored.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to give my man of the match to the man who got 2 assists today. And I think if we keep him fit all season, I think he'll be a really good asset for us. And that's Marcel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just think he's solid defensively and offensively. And I think, he'll be a really valuable asset to us going forwards.
I agree. I've just got an answer to Merv Bennett. Merv, it was the real Ben Foster. I didn't think it was. And Mobile Gamer, it did say Cycling GK Ben Foster. So, because he has a cycling goalkeeper. So I checked, and it was the real one, and I didn't think it was. But there you go. He's not showing up tonight. I wonder why. Sam, absolutely delighted to have you join us. Will you come on again?
Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully, yeah.
And are you going to will you be at the Brentford match?
I will be at the Brentford and the Spurs matches coming up as well. So,
and where are you sitting?
I think we'll be in the upper tier of the Billy Wright, I think.
Fantastic, mate. Well, it's an absolute pleasure to have you on, mate. And you talk some real good sense. So I hope you do come on again. Feel free to drop us a message and we'll get you on, mate.
Yeah, will do. Thanks for having me on.
You're welcome, Sam. You talk well. Nice one, mate.
Thank you.
So that's Sam. And, if you're just watching this now live, obviously there's quite a few of you watching this live. If you'd be so kind of just to put a thumbs up on the video, I would really appreciate that. And you feel free to leave any comments after that. But next up, the man, the legend, he's looking round. Yes, it's Wolfman Jeff. Jeff, I've missed you, man. You've been off radar for about 3 weeks. Where have you been?
I was in a camper driving to Canada. We went to the Maritimes, New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island, and we were at Nova Scotia. So we got to go to our big Wolves fan in Ontario is in Ontario. So I was in the wrong part of Canada. I didn't get a chance to meet up with Aiden, but we had a good time and got back in time for a home match for our local side, the Chattanooga Red Wolves, and I'm still hoarse.
Yeah, I see them. You go down there regular. How are they doing?
Well, I tell you what, they just opened up their executive suite because they're still building the stadium, and the owner let us in to do our podcast there, and got to interview some of the players, and it was right in front of the official backdrop. I felt like I was Tim Spears, and so we got to sit up in the suites, and I felt like Robert Plant right there at the Molyneux. It was a lot smaller than that, but it was a blast. So it was good to be back. I missed most of the games because we were traveling and I didn't have the internet because my phone worked, but I had to pay so much for data while I was there. So I caught some stuff when we had Wi-Fi. So actually today, Dave, we had a problem here in the States. The first half of the match didn't broadcast on Peacock. So Peacock is all pretty feathers and no substance. And but I did get so I have to say, when you see my international fan reaction, spoiler, I'm in the international fan reaction unless Dave cut me. But I hadn't seen the first half, and some of the opinions I think have changed since then, because I was a little not necessarily down, but not as impressed with Neves and Moutinho in the second half. But watching them in the first half, it refilters how I feel how they did. I think they did well, but I didn't feel like there was enough pushing and getting the ball in the middle.
If you want to re-record your international fan, you're more than welcome. But I have got it, and I would never cut you, mate.
No, it was good. But we got a chance to watch it. I had my mom with me. We yelled at the television. And at first, it seemed coming in the second half, it seemed a bit slow. The good thing is, at no time watching and having watched the first half later, at no time did I feel like we were really threatened at all with Watford. So going into it, I know that we played well in the previous 3 matches, didn't get the results, we weren't lucky. But the thing, I think you and I are of like mind. As long as we play well, I don't panic, and so we played. I don't think we played quite as well as we had the previous 3 matches. I'm not going to go full Scott and say poor, but I kind of wonder if we played to the level of the team we were playing. So we played just enough to beat Watford, and that was fine. There was a lot more activity on the sides, and so one of my comment in the international fan reaction is the lack of spine, and that's still an issue, especially, that's an area, hopefully in January transfer window. And I know we were trying to do that on this transfer window, is to get another midfielder, another central defender, to beef that up, because
Sanchez is coming in January from
I do.
And I'm hearing, when he's fit.
Now, outside of confidence in getting his rhythm back with Raul, I don't think we really gave him the chances he's used to. And I think that Moutinho and Neves were a little further back, but I think it was just a different game. So hopefully that's
a lot tighter pitch as well. Watford's quite a tight ground, a less space. And with Wolves, obviously, with the speed that we've got and the width, if the ground's a little bit tighter, the spaces are a little bit tighter. So that might have had an effect as well.
Yeah, I think Adama had a really good game, and I know they were touting the matchup with Traore and Sarr on the other end. I think Adama beat that. I think Sarr didn't do poor, but I don't think he had the control that he needed to. Really impressed with Trincao. Was a little concerned when they brought him out, but Hwang was fantastic. And I could see those players, Dave, alternating, and one starting and the other coming in. And I was.
If you look at the attacking options that we've got.
Oh now, yeah.
I mean, Raul.
He's
okay. Trincao, Pedence.
Yeah.
Hwang, Fabio, and then Neto to come back as well.
When he comes back.
Wow.
Well, see, I got to say, Pedence also, even though he wasn't in very long, I think he had one of his better performances, though it was short. I think he had one of his better performances. I think he kind of came in.
He made an impact.
He was confident. He had this, and again, that movement from the sides, Watford didn't have an answer for it. But everything changed. I think the own goal. I got to think of the name of the guy who gifted us that wonderful early Christmas present of that beautiful header that went in the opposite.
Right finish.
It was like, oh my gosh, that's going to be played against them for all sorts of highlights, or for him lowlights. Feel sorry for the guy, but that totally changed the match. I think not just the match, but I think just the team, because now, even though we didn't quote unquote earn the goal per se, but once we got that in and we were ahead, I could tell we were going to score again. And it's like that curse was lifted, and now we're moving forward.
What we needed.
Yeah.
It's like I was saying with I went to watch the ladies team the other weekend, and they dominated the game, and then they got a lucky goal to win it. It was a bit of a pot shot stroke cross that the keeper didn't deal with, and it went in. And Wolves have had so many good chances. We kind of needed, I think, to break that curse, either an own goal or something coming off someone's backside or something like that.
Yeah.
And the second that happened, I think Watford sort of head dropped, and we grow into the game. And like you said, the second goal it looked like when it was all Wolves after that last 30 minutes.
Well, the thing I liked about the second goal was the tenacity, and they just kept going at it. And there was a thing where the keeper, made a mistake. Hwang was there to capitalize on it, but we haven't always been there to capitalize on it, and we haven't always got that second or third shot in. And so,
hey mate, the fact that Hwang was there, Chan was there in the 6-yard box.
Yeah.
That's where you want him to be.
Exactly, and the fact that he also kept at it, because sometimes I've watched us be there, and first shot doesn't go in, and then they start moving back. It's like, no, we still got a chance to get it in. And so that was good. I really do wish two things. I wish Raul would have scored just to get him back into it. And I do wish Troy Deeney was still with him, because I wanted to see his face when we won. And I'm still bitter at the comments he made about Raul after the FA Cup.
Yeah, very well logged.
I'm petty about it, but that's okay.
He's got off to play in the Championship now anyway, so he's kind of found his level now.
Yeah. Well, he's still in the West Midlands. He's at Birmingham, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a big Birmingham fan apparently, and it's his boyhood club, so he's gone to play for them. Birmingham won last night too.
So no wonder he hated us.
Yeah, well, that's another one, yeah. So, Jeff, what are you giving your man of the match and your performance rating?
It's tricky. I actually would have on my own just have picked Traore, just because he didn't have the finishing. He didn't have the finishing, but he kept the creativity. He kept creating chances. I think Trincao could have been in that conversation if he'd played the full match. Hwang is a possibility because of the goal, but I'm gonna stick with Traore. Having watched the whole game, I understand what people are saying about with Neves, but in the second half by itself, I didn't quite see it. In the full match, I think I am seeing it. So he probably was it, but I'm going to stay with Adama because I'm afraid of
what the man of the matches are being spread out tonight. I'm going to be very interested to see what David, who's on, and then Chris, who's coming up last, has to say. And Jeff, I can see you wearing your international.
You know what? It's great to have a Wolves shirt that actually fits me. So thank you for that, Dave. You were thinking about me. You're thinking, hey, I got to make sure it fits Wolfman.
It's still looking good after many washes as well. That is.
No, I've never washed it, Dave. It came from you. No, I washed it.
What are you like? Absolutely. Jeff, you can see Jeff's as well. The international fan reaction will be out in the next day or two when I've edited that. We've got the match vlog coming out as well. That's back for the Watford game. It was difficult to get it in on the previous game because the matches were coming so thick and fast with the League Cup and everything. It's just trying to fit everything in. So it's definitely got a bit more space in the schedule for this week. It will be back either tomorrow or on Monday. So look out for that, Jeff. And we've had no glitches tonight either. We've
done good. We've done good. I'm not in the dark. I'm not in a dark shed or anything like that. So.
Ghost man, I love you for that, man. Jeff, it's great to have you back, mate. We've missed you, and I do hope you can get over to Wolverhampton at some point to come and see a game, mate, because we can't wait till we can finally meet in person because you are a top lad.
It'd be great, Dave. Hey, all the best, always Wolves, onward, upward, and now to Brentford.
Absolutely, always Wolves, Jeff.
Always Wolves.
That's the legend Wolfman, Jess. And next up, we've got David. Hi, David. Another David. Hello? This isn't Ghostman, is it, in disguise? David. Hello, David. It got Mexico. David's got a Mexico top on.
Can you hear me?
David, yes, we can hear you, mate. How you doing, mate?
Can you hear me okay? Can you hear
yes,
me?
David, we can hear you.
Yeah, you're breaking. Yeah, you're breaking up a little bit. So if I look at you with a bit of a glare, work out what you say. But
I think
anyway,
yeah.
Brilliant to meet you today.
Yes, after the game, that was lovely.
You was warm and friendly as I was.
David, you're breaking up, mate. Sadly, you're. I'm not sure whether you're on 3G or 4G with your internet, but I think it's your internet rather than my internet.
Thanks for the invite. My wife told me to speak a bit because I have a message.
David, we're going to have to cut you off, fella, because we can't hear you this end. If you can look at the comments, we're not getting you through on the on your internet. You're breaking up, unfortunately. So if you could try disconnecting and coming back, we'll move on to Chris, because we can't make anything out that you're saying. I'm so sorry. Yeah, so hopefully David can come back because we've got, you know, there he is. Hold on, he's back again now. Is he? I'm going to give him one more go, Chris. If you can't get him on, we'll get you on, okay, mate? So we're going to try David one more time. Hello, David. Can you hear?
Hello.
Yeah, David, we're trying to get you through. I can see you, but I think your internet's not working very well.
Can you hear me? Yeah.
Kind of. And then you.
Okay.
That's better. Now talk there. What did you think of the game?
So can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you. What did you make of the game, mate? It was good to meet you.
Can you hear me? Yeah, good to meet you. I'll take the glasses off. So leave there. When it comes to the game, we as someone said, it wasn't the best performance at the games, but it was where we set such a high standard. It's always going to be hard to replicate performances like that every week. Considering what you said when it comes to international duty and things like that, but I still think when you think of what Bruno's done in such a short period of time, I think he's amazing. And I'm so excited to watch this Wolves side play as a team, play exciting football. I'm just amazed by the progress, and it's just going to get better. But when you think of obviously we did well against Leicester, we murdered them, we absolutely killed Man United. So it's always going to be very, very difficult to replicate performances like that every week. But I still think at times we played really well, controlled the game. I think in the first half, I'd like to carve out a few more chances, but I was.
And who was your man of the match, David?
Yeah,
he's froze again.
Can you hear me?
He's froze. Who was your man of the match, David? I've got your internet connection's really bad.
Okay, I'll have to pay the bill next time. The man of the match is Neves.
Neves, nice one. And your performance rating?
and I'd give the performance a good 7.5 out of 10.
That's where I've given it. I gave it to Neves and 7.5 out of 10. David, listen, mate, I'm going to have to cut you short there. I just want to say it was an absolute pleasure to meet you and your family today after the game. Thank you for the kind words that you said to us about the channel. And it meant a lot to me that you enjoy my content so much, and you're really supportive. I'm just sorry that we can't keep you on for a bit longer tonight because you are breaking up. If you watch this back afterwards, you'll see what I mean. And that's David. Yeah. Thank you very much. And now we're going to bring on Chris, who is in Norway. I'm sure Chris has always got good internet. The tankard. Yeah, and he's got your international fan top on as well. And the tankard's out, mate.
The tankard's out. I'll tell you what, it had gathered a great deal of dust in my cupboard. I hadn't used it for quite a while because, you know, you think about it, actually, a not very oft quoted fact. If you take into account the end of last season, the beginning of this season, we lost 6 Premier League games in a row.
That's true, absolutely true, mate. Because 3 at the end of last season and 3 at the beginning of this year, although the performances were totally different.
That's for sure. And you know, 1 or 2 people said on here tonight, and Scott started by saying it was poor. It wasn't. It wasn't. I think he maybe chose the wrong word there. A couple of people have said it wasn't quite as good as the other performances. I will put another side to this and say, if we'd have played like we did today, at any point last season, we'd have thought it was fantastic.
Yeah. I think you're absolutely right, mate.
And that's testament to the changes that Bruno has made in a short space of time with pretty much the same players. You've got to say, to do the turnaround in the intent, the intensity, the way we attack, and the way we defend. You've got to say
we've only let in 3 goals.
Exactly.
And one of them was a penalty, and the other one was a United farce from Mike Dean that should never have been allowed.
Well, you can argue 2 out of the 3 shouldn't have been allowed.
Yeah. Because the penalty was dodgy.
We're getting on to old ground there. Look, you know, the longer we went without scoring or winning, the pressure was building up. We got to half-time, and we should have been 2 up at half-time, let's be fair. And, you know, I was watching a game with my boy who's the same as me, and he's starting to lose it at half-time. He started to say, we're never going to score. Watford going to score. We're going to lose. We're going to lose again. We've lost 6 in a row. It was, you know, he reacted how he reacted, and I was thinking, it's kind of right. I understand an 11-year-old kid who just wants to see his team score a goal reacting like that. But the moment we scored, I don't care it was an own goal. The joy of him and myself, and the second goal, you know, he loves a new player, and he scored. I mean, you know, you've got to appreciate, you've got to go through the low moments to appreciate the highs. Today's a good day.
I agree, mate. I mean, I've got a question for you because I've not, other than being in the ground, I've not seen the replays on that first goal.
Yeah.
Was there any Wolves players within 5 yards of him when he put the ball in the net?
Oh, within 1 yard, mate. If a defender who had in his own net, if he doesn't get that, Hwang's scored all day long.
Oh, right, okay.
There's no question. I wouldn't even blame him.
There was pressure on him then.
Yeah, but Hwang's scoring all day long.
Oh, God. And again, that's another sign that he was in the right place.
Well, he gets in the 6-yard box. For all the talent we have and for all the attacking intent we have, there's no one running in the 6-yard box. He does it.
Yeah. And he was there for the tap-in. I mean, how many goals did Bully score from a tap-in? Lots. And his nickname is the Bull.
It is. It is. I love that, by the way. Look, this guy, I mean, I hate using the term the missing link or missing piece of a jigsaw. Because
Franceschi or whatever he was, the Polish guy from years ago.
Yeah, but you know what? This guy actually might be. He gives us something we actually didn't have before. So, yeah, I've got to say, look, you know what? We talked about it afterwards. We could have won 4-0 today, and it would have been a fair result.
Yeah.
Actually.
We did live dangerously a couple of times, Jaron, when they got down that left-hand side in the first half for about 20, 25 minutes. They kept getting through, didn't they?
Well, that was your left-hand side from where you were sat in your Hwang, wasn't it?
So,
yes, you're right. The only time I was seriously worried was the cross that came in that Joshua King just missed. But yeah, the Joshua King missed in the first half. I'll be honest and say I never thought Watford were going to score. And maybe that's the difference between watching it on the television or watching it from where you watched it.
To be honest, mate, I never really felt being there that Watford were looking like they were going to score. There was a couple of bits where I was a bit worried. And after about 60, 65 minutes in the second half or wherever it was, I was starting to think, is this going to happen again? Are we going to get stung again with another goal?
Yeah.
And then when we got the goal, obviously there was a lot. The relief from the. I mean, I posted a video on the WhatsApp group for you guys.
You did, yeah.
The joy, and then to get the second one, it was just great. And we saw the game out well. And we could have had another one or two, like you said.
It's a great point you make about the joy of the first goal and then going on to the second goal, because look, as a fan, sometimes you don't like to admit it, but when you're like us, let's be fair. It's not only the day, it's only the game. As much as I wouldn't want it to, it affects the way we feel about ourselves for many days afterwards, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I know, we don't talk about that much, but you know what? It's true, isn't it?
No, absolutely, mate. I mean, I just feel like now we're up and running in this league. I just feel like that we can really kick on. I mean, the fixtures coming up, you can lose any fixture to anyone in the Premier League on any given day. But really, the way we're playing, I got done for this last week. We're playing like a top 6 side.
Definitely.
And we are, because we're having more possession. We're getting the ball back quick. We're having more attacks, more shots and goals. The only thing that's missing is the finished product. And there's still work to do on that. And the defense,
you know what, Dave?
has done well.
After the first 20 minutes, we didn't score. And I said to my son, he was, of course, getting worried we're going to lose again, not score. I said, look, you know what? After the first 20 minutes, if you're a Watford fan, what are you thinking? You're thinking, we can't carry on like this, we'll get hammered.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Absolutely, mate. And to be honest, they were a bit quiet, the Watford fans were, to be honest. I was a bit surprised that there was a lot of empty seats in their stadium. In fact, I think there was a fair few Wolves fans in the Watford end, to be honest.
I didn't realise that. I didn't realise that. What I will say was the noise you heard was all Wolves fans.
Yeah.
Absolutely all. Magnificent support. It came through on the television and was commented upon by the commentators. Yeah.
Well, Terence says, don't forget Watford scored 3 against Villa. That's true.
But and that brings another point. I mean, after the Wolves game, I watched Chelsea Villa. Listen, neither of them two are better than us.
Oh, yeah, you were saying that in the group.
Yeah, I really believe
the score ended up being in the end there.
It was 3-0 to Chelsea in the end.
Was it?
Let me tell you, they were not. The way we've played the first 4 games, they're not better than us.
Do you want about Villa or Chelsea?
Chelsea probably played beneath themselves.
Yeah.
Today. They weren't great, but obviously they've got some class players. As we played them today, we'd have given them a game. Villa, we're miles ahead off. Miles ahead off.
That's interesting to see, because I think Chelsea are going to be there or thereabouts for the title.
Well, they will be, but they weren't themselves today.
But they still easily won the game.
Yeah. Villa, we're miles ahead off. The way we play, miles ahead, like night and day.
That's fantastic. I think you start to see the table after about 10 games, don't you, Chris? To get a good idea.
Yeah.
I think we'll finish above Tottenham. I said this last week, and I think we will.
It would be great.
I don't think. I don't think Tottenham are all that personally. I think we could still have a good season and push top 6, top 7. I know I was put down for that last week, but the way we're playing, if we pick up injuries, that might change. But if we can keep the majority of the first 15, 16 fit, we're as good as anyone on our day. I think the way we're playing.
We are, Dave, and something no one else has mentioned. How strong is that bench?
It's stronger now.
Yes.
And when we get Neto and Johnny back, it'll be even stronger. I thought Marcel's done well. That was mentioned. He's fit. And he looks every bit the player that we hoped he would be.
Correct.
On that side, I think Johnny will struggle to get back in the side.
I don't think two of those kind of injuries. I don't think you can expect him to come back the same player.
Yeah, well, it's going to be. And he was such an ox, strong as an ox, Johnny Otto as well.
What a player!
He is. I hope he does come back.
Yeah.
And to finish off on Chris, are you going to go with your man of the match and your performance rating?
Ruben Neves all day long, all game long, with running.
Do you agree with me?
100%.
I thought he ran the show today.
He ran the show and he's pressing. Sometimes he was pressing the keeper. It was fun up. He has gone up a notch. He looks more muscular. He looks like he's got more belief in himself. He looks fitter.
He looks a different player to last season.
Yes, he does.
He looks like the player that we all thought, because I don't know. I think Bruno's got him playing further forward, and he's influencing the game a lot more. And he literally, alongside Moutinho, who's done really, really well as well.
Yeah, he has. Yeah.
He's dictating the game, and he's literally dictating, running the game. Some of the passes that he was playing again, it's like what we saw the first season in the Championship and the first season in the Premier League. He's picking them passes. He looks more confident in himself in every way. He just needs that wonder goal, doesn't he, to get back.
He does. You know what, Dave? He looks happier.
Yeah, he does. I think he is. He's settled. He's happy. Yeah. He likes the new season. I think that's the thing with Adama as well.
Yeah.
That we kept him, and I think he'll sign a new contract. I think that will come. But I think Bruno's said to the likes of Adama, you're going to be starting every game, whereas Nuno didn't. Although he loved him, he wouldn't always start him, would he? Whereas he's on the team sheet starting every game at the moment. Yeah. I think that's got a bit more belief. We just need the end product from Traore to come, and then he'll kick on. But that'll come, I think, mate. So brilliant.
So do I. Performance rating, I'm going to give it an 8. The reason I'm going to give it an 8 because they cracked it today. They cracked the code of scoring today.
Yeah,
and that counts for a lot after 3 games without a goal.
And I'll tell you what, mate, it's nice that finally the dust has been sprayed off wiped off your tank card.
It is. I did look at it every time I open my cupboard. And I only ever use it if Wolves win a game.
I know.
Only time I ever win it. And
I'm very superstitious. Legendary on the international fans section, mate.
I'm very superstitious about things like that. I'll let you know another small thing, superstitious-wise. As some people might know, I work in a prison. And when I go in the morning, it's like this morning, Wolves are playing, I think about who I think might score the first goal for Wolves or score a goal for Wolves. And I take out the key number, but I think might score the first goal. I took out number 9 today. I really thought Raul was going to score. He didn't, but hey.
Nearly did. That header. Yeah. So close. Raul.
It's coming.
It's coming. It will be coming. Chris, thank you so much for joining. We're going to wrap up the show with me and Chris on the screen for you guys. We really hope that you've enjoyed the show tonight. If you want to get on Always Wolves on the podcast, on the Extra Time Show, just message the Always Wolves Facebook page or myself on Instagram, Dazzling Dave. A big thank you to my partner, Spider VPM. As I say, if you want to get one of those, their fantastic routers, you do get a discount if you type in the Spider VPN /Dazzling-Dave. And it's been a great day. We've got goals. We've had a bit of luck. We've won the game 2-0. We've got 3 points. We're moving up the table. Brentford next weekend. Bring it on, mate. Bring it on.
Always Wolves.
From myself and Chris, wherever you are in the world, and of course, as Chris has gently placed there, the winning tankard. Let's hope that's out for considerable amount of time in the next few games. And check out my instant reaction. The match vlog will be out tomorrow, and then that'll be followed by the international fan section as well. And one final thing to say, if you would all be kind enough to read the description below and vote for my channel under the Premier League content, best fan channel, and the podcast Always Wolves, I'd be so grateful for you to do that. And be nice to because we got to the final of the Football Content Award for the second year running. It would be fantastic for either the podcast or my channel to bring that home for Wolves. So if you could click on the link, it'll take you 60 seconds and go and vote for Dazzling Dave and for Always Wolves under the podcast section. And from myself and Chris, wherever you are in the world, Always Wolves.